Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to start making your mask mold. First, we need all our materials. We have our mask face, we have our glue and water mixture and our paintbrush. I have already shredded some newspaper. I have different shapes and sizes and lengths. I have tape if I need it. And then I have my aluminum foil. So first thing we're going to do, you're going to take your mask mold and then you're going to cover it with a big piece of aluminum paper. So I'm going to put it on top, and then I'm going to fold it to fit the shape of the mask. Tuck in all the extra sides. Make sure you cover every piece of the plastic part of the mold. See, that's how the inside looks. Make sure these are nice and flat and secure. And then I'm also going to smooth the face out. And then I'm going to find where the nose and the lips are. And I'm going to form those even more. And then I need to write my name on it, so let me get a Sharpie. And then on the inside of the mask somewhere, write your name. Mrs. T for me. Okay. Now I can start adding the newspaper and the glue mixture. So you want to be able to cover the whole mask with newspaper. But first, if you want to add extra things on your mask, like horns or sun rays or anything like that, whatever your idea was, you can do that by adding more tinfoil. So if you want to just keep your face like this is fine. But let me show you an example of adding horns, for example. So I'm going to take some more aluminum paper. I'm going to fold it and crumble it into the shape I want. So for horns, maybe I want my horn to bend one way like that, okay? And then I think I want it right there. So I'm going to get some of the tape. I've already cut some tape. And then I'm going to tape this down as best I can, because I don't want it to move after I start putting the newspaper and glue on it. There's one side. Let me tape it on the back too, so it's nice and tight. And I want you to be careful when you handle these, because it's still very fragile. Alright, there's one. Let me get some more tape. You need to add whatever you want to add before you start adding the glue and newspaper down. Because once you get to the glue and newspaper, it's too late. It's going to be too messy. I'm going to make my other horn. Bend it the way I want to bend it. Okay, I think I want this one right here. Tape it down. This is a really good chance for you guys to get very creative and use your imagination. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I'm really excited about it. And put tape on the other side. Tape that guy down the best you can so it doesn't move. And if you go over your name with your tape, write your name somewhere else. Okay? Alright, now I can start with my glue. So you're going to take your glue and paintbrush. You're going to wipe the side of the paintbrush so the excess glue goes back in the cup. And then you're going to cover your first section. You can start anywhere. Cover it with a layer of the glue and water. Now this part is going to get a little messy. I want you guys to try your best to be neat. Your hands will get covered in glue, Good thing we have a sink in the room. See, I've already dribbled some on the table. So this is good for now. So then I can start laying the newspaper on top of where I put the glue. So you gotta push it down and you gotta rub it in and you gotta fit it to the face shape. This little guy you can tuck behind. Okay, and you keep going to the rest of the face. More water, more glue. The more glue and newspaper you keep layering, the stronger your mask will get. So then I can put more newspaper on top of that glue. Press it, smooth it out. Try, when you get over to the nose and the mouth and the eyes, try to keep pressing the newspaper down so it folds and it molds into those areas. Now this is kind of loose right here because it's on top of this part, the dry newspaper. So I'm going to add wet glue to that part so it'll stick. See, now it's sticking. Okay, more. Keep layering it. Pressing and smoothing. Smoothing is a very important part. And this little piece isn't sticking, so I'm going to add more glue to the bottom. Now I can press it down. Okay, now you got to get these empty spots. This is the chin. Put more glue on top of this newspaper. You need to make sure you cover all the aluminum foil and keep smoothing and pressing. Now I'm going to go back where I started, add a lot more glue and water, and then I can keep adding more layers of newspaper. So I want you guys to try to do like 4 or 5 layers of newspaper, because that's what I did with mine and it seemed to work out really nicely. When you get to the face part, try to get like a big piece of newspaper. Let me see here. Like this, because it covers the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. If you don't cover the eyes, the nose, and the mouth in one big piece, you're gonna get these like little things up here, like little pockets of newspaper. And it just kind of creates like a little hole, if that makes sense. So if you want your eyes, nose, and mouth to be one smooth whole piece, then cover it with one big piece of newspaper. I got these long strips so I can do the sides. And remember, if it's not sticking, you gotta put more glue. Don't forget the chin. Again, do 4 to 5 layers. Keep smoothing it out. And if things are not sticking, keep adding glue and possibly do another layer of newspaper. And then the last part on this, I want you to do one more big piece of newspaper on the front of the face. So it's nice and covered and it's nice and strong. Here's a good one. It's a nice big piece. And remember, smooth it out and get into the folds where the eyes and the nose are in the mouth. Just feel around for it. And then add more glue here so you can fold this part over. Now for the horns, rip some smaller pieces and do the same process. Now be careful because these are really fragile still. So paint the whole area with the glue. And then gently wrap your newspaper around it. Make sure you get every little spot. If you need help, I'll help you. See, this is it's not sticking. Add another one. And this is kind of wiggly here, so I'm going to add more glue and more newspaper to strengthen it. It's a little bit better. And again, same thing with these. Try to do 4 or 5 layers. So you just gotta keep working with it and playing around with it so eventually it will stay in place. And smooth out all these hard edges. Make it nice and smooth as possible. And then when you think you got your 4 to 5 layers and everything's nice and sturdy, do one more layer over everything with glue. And then smooth all of it out.